Hello everyone. Today let us learn about a sequence. Let us first read out the definition of a sequence. A set, or sometimes it is called as a collection. A set or a collection of definite and distinct objects of numbers formed and arranged according to some definite law is called a sequence. We have here some definite law. This is very important in defining a sequence. Let us learn more from an example. Suppose if I have the numbers 2, 4, let the next number be 8, 16, 32, and so on. This is a sequence of numbers. The first number, or I can call it as the first term, the first term is 2, the second term is 4, third term is 8, and so on. Let us denote the first term as A1, A2, A3 for the third term, A4, A5, A6, A7, and so on. So this is my first example of a sequence of numbers. Remember, in each sequence we usually have some definite law that is defining a sequence. So in my example, I have that definite law which helped me in defining this sequence. Remember, for the first term I denote it A1. So I have this number 1. For the second term I denote it as A2. I have a number 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So as to denote the term number, maybe I have A100, A101, A102, and so on. It means a 100th term. Suppose I have a 25th term, 26th term, and so on. A 26th term will be denoted by a 26. A 100th term is denoted by a 100, and so on. So let us try finding out that definite law for this particular example. Now, if I defined the nth term, or an by 2 to the power n, what will be my first term? Instead of n, let me replace it by 1. It means the first term, that is a1, is equal to 2 to the power. For first term, n is equal to 1. So I'm getting 2 to the power 1 is 2. For my second term, I write it as a 2. In place of n, I write it 2. So a2 will be 2 to the power 2, which is 4. Similarly, for the third term, a3, 2 to the power 3, which is 8. Similarly, a to the power a4, that is 2 to the power 4, will give me 16. a5, which is 2 to the power 5, will give me 32. If I want to find out the 100 term, that is a 100, I'm using this particular law, so it'll be very easy for me to find out even the A100. It will be 2 to the power 100. If you calculate this, then you will get A100. Similarly, if I want to get A25 with the help of this definite law, A25 is 2 to the power 25. If I try finding out 2 to the power 25, then I'll get the 25th term, that is A25, and so on. So let us do another example. In this example, it is saying write the first three terms in each of the following sequences. Okay, the first sequence is defined by an equal to 2n plus 5. So I have to find a1, a2, and a3, which are my first three terms. Now for a1, remember here I have 1. I have to replace n by 1. 2 into 1 plus 5. Similarly for a2, 2 into 2 plus 5. And for a3, 2 into 3 plus 5. 2 into 1 is 2 plus 5, which is 7. 2 into 2, 4 plus 5, which is 9. 2 into 3, which is 6, plus 5, which is 11. So my first three terms of the sequence are 7, 9, and 11. Suppose if I do my second example, let me define it by n by minus 3 by 4. I'll have to find out a1, a2, and a3, which are my first three terms. For a1, I replace n by 1. 1 minus 3 by 4. For a2, I replace n by 2, so it will be 2 minus 3 by 4. For 3, I'll replace n by 3, so it will be 3 minus 3 by 4. 1 minus 3 is minus 2 by 4. After cancellation, I get minus 1 by 2. 2 minus 3, I get minus 1 divided by 4. And 3 minus 3, I get 0, 0 by 4, which is equal to 0. Therefore, my first three terms of this sequence are, let me write here, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 4, and 0. Now let me come to series. What is a series? Suppose if I have a sequence where the first term is a1, second term is a2, a3, a4, a5, and so on. My series is I add all these terms together. That is a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4 plus a5 plus a6, and so on. So this is my series. From my first example where I define a sequence by 2 to the power n, my sequence is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and so on. Let me denote by an. Therefore, my series is 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64, and so on. Suppose from my second example, where I get the first three terms as 7, 9, 11, then here comes the fourth term, fifth term, sixth term, and so on. Then my series will be 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus the next term, and so on. Similarly, for the next example, where I get the first term as minus 1 by 2, the second term as minus 1 by 4, and the third term as 0, then my series will be minus 1 by 2 plus minus 1 by 4 plus 0 plus my fourth term plus my sixth term, my fifth term plus my sixth term, and so on. So I have here a series. I repeat, a series is that if I have the terms of sequence as A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and so on, then a series is getting by adding these terms of the sequence together. That is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4, and so on. We join the terms by a plus sign.